Make sure you don't miss the final 2 videos of this series by subscribing and hitting the bell. You can also watch them mega early on my Patreon by pledging. Check it out in the description below for more. Glad they're both super on alert, and also I'm shocked that they have rank and file troops who are also so strong here. That the 2 of them are so strong that even Garth and Mimi wouldn't be able to beat them is insane. I already loved Mimi from season 1, but she's grown on me massively. Now I've gotten to know her more and seen her supporting Garth, even like here, reminding him of what's important. Well, now, this is a plot twist and a half out of bloody nowhere? I didn't expect that whatsoever. So he's taking her hostage in order to ensure that his powerful son stays with him and keeps him alive? That's a new one in anime for me. Forgot about this meteor piece of kit she had. That's very clever and reminds me a lot of what exists in the Trails games. Just as we're discussing the unique meteor in the story, now we're talking about divine protections, which is also unique, and it seems like poor little Mimi has gotten badly hurt. One win here is for his most excellent voice acting as he drew his sword ready to attack. Goodness me! And of course the horrible reveal that Mimi has indeed gotten seriously wounded with Garth. If the animators have done one job seriously good so far, it's translating the horror we felt towards the Witches cult from season 1 into this season. It's been felt through the past few episodes now. An interesting twist in the story, because you'd presume that, logically, what they're demanding can actually be given to them. However, that would appear to not be the case. I have personally always liked this guy ever since the White Whale battle, and I've often given his voice actor wins in other anime for being in this, so I'm really happy to see him again. Poor old Garth is really going through it, likely feeling massive guilt here that she got hurt, but the win is actually how well that is being displayed on his face. So happy that what I wrote in the first quarter video wasn't a fluke. More than 2 times now, Subaru has hit through the nonsense to get to the root of an issue like he just did here yet again. Oh my god, I forgot how much I enjoy when they attack using their voice like that. Plus really great animation with fresh, non-repeated attacks from Garth on them too. Therein lies the bloody problem. They are annoyingly good at teaming up, as she's backed up by him in the rear with that huge attack on Garth. Couldn't have timed the prior win any better if I tried, as immediately they again do what I just said. Good old Mimi doing what they're doing and defending him like a legend when he needed it. And that can have max wins for going first person like that, as we see Mimi create a shield that fails to protect her from a direct attack. What a sequence that was though! Writing wise, I really liked that. He's saying, I know no one is going to blame me, even if he blames himself, so he's channeling his emotions into anger and getting revenge instead. Two fairly quick wins here. The first is Subaru not being so hyper-focused on one person anymore, that being Amelia. Of course he needs her back, but he's no longer got tunnel vision. He can see the bigger picture. To follow up on the last win, we learn of this meteor affecting the entire city right now with that scum using it. And to finish up, it's great that Subaru was able to avoid Roswell's trap in Season 2 to only care about Amelia.
クルシさんは戦えるのか?
ヴィルヘルムに指示して鍛え直しました。足手まといにはならないつもりですよ。
A nice and clever little addition to her character and the story. Plus it makes total sense that she's trained again with him, given he's often found around her.
クルシ様の天品は衰えておりません。私が保証しましょう。
He just confirmed part of what I was going to write in the last win, that training her would be easier given her natural talents haven't gone away logically.
となるといよいよ俺が足手まとい確定枠か。
なんでや。 You
gotta appreciate this from his point of view. He saw everything Subaru did during the White Whale battle, especially never giving up once, and so logically he sees him as being very strong. He is friggin' great in this and really helping Subaru right now.
打ち合わせ通りに行こう。基本は複数で一人を仕留める。かっこ撃破して。
One of those moments I find myself smiling and have to stop and say, I'm truly enjoying this so much right now. Everyone prepping for combat, him letting them know what he expects. It's brilliant to me.
ただし、不利だと思えば、即時の撤退を決断することですね。
And she can have another one here as she finishes what he's saying, and only because it's very logical. No sense fighting to the last man or woman in there if it's hopeless, and of course he wants no deaths. That they actually animated them all running through the scene. As shocking as it is disgusting looking. Holy balls, this fight kicking off way faster than I expected, and these two witches freaks dashing in versus way more numbers is crazy too. They've got to be strong. 3 here, a single and then a double. The single is for me being beside myself in enjoyment, watching these guys now starting to fight. And the double is because this is clean animation on Wilhelm's fight, and they packed in a rotating shot to boot. I'm so glad that he's on our friggin' side. He's exactly what they needed right here, able to go toe to toe with Bluey. Now this is some teamwork. I'm so hyped you have no idea. I'm losing it. It's so back and forth right now with him growing 4 more arms and his mate defending him from the magic. I hate to say it, but they have the ultimate tag team right there. Oh, and before I move past it, credit to Subaru for helping in the best way he could by throwing his new 4 limbs off balance. This was massively unexpected and she's seemingly a friggin' dragon!
大将黙れよお前が喋るたんびに俺の中のドラゴンゾーンが汚される
Not only did he calm down Garv, who was being mocked for what happened to Mimi, but he succeeded in keeping calm himself and using his head to piss her off.
カンバもっといぶって一人ずつ出てこい。様式美ってもんが全然分かってやがらねえ。何様だ、神様気取りかよ。
Subaru basically complaining that they're not acting like they should in a classic manga type of story, with all of them showing up at once.
やったれユリウス。
君の無鉄砲には時折心の底から驚かされる。
And even better, he was buying him time for a big old attack. Let's go!
あるクラウゼリア
I hope that did some serious damage, but they're so full of tricks I'm not sure what to expect. But for the attack that didn't even look like CGI, you best believe it scores one, baby!
傷が治っていく。
冗談じゃねえぞ。
The animation on that is crazy good during the regen phase, and of course, the shock that it has a regen phase at all.
クリス様を任せた。
ちょっとおんま。
How come his abilities look so good though? The cool factor of what he just did is only slightly diminished by how much he clearly hurt his legs.
からこそ暴飲暴食。待ち焦がれたものほどロイアルファルド。
I cannot believe that in this moment, this is exactly the most important person for Subaru to be facing.
暴食。
Banging into the episode right there with that scream.
エミリア、君は少女かな？それだけは本当に大事なことだからさ。
Oh, poor old Emilia!
ごめんごめん、いきなりで驚かせてしまったみたいだね。素直に謝罪するよ。それで改めて聞きたい。エミリア、君は少女かな？どうなんだい？
His way of talking, much like the others, is really bloody weird. He literally says sorry for coming out and asking that, and then follows up by once again asking it.
184番、79番に着替えよう。君たちと同じ立場になる子だ。
Oh my goodness, she seriously needs to get the hell out of wherever that is as soon as possible. It's creepy in a way that isn't overly creepy. It's subtle to start and getting worse, which is cleverly done.
お着替えを。あなたは184番です。
Yoda from the one before newest Trails game.
そんなのおかしいわ。なんだかあの人、本で読んだ悪い王様みたい。
Oh, she's so cute and innocent. I love her. These 3 big attacks to start the next battle.
目的を思い出せ、妖術界。
Weird choice of words, but the win is for going first person.
ごめんレム。もうちょっとだけ待っててくれ。
行きたまえ、戦乙女様を頼む。
負けんじゃねえぞユリ。
Once again, as I said before, Subaru listening to reason and heading off to do his own grand scheme of things job and looking beyond the immediate Rem and Emilia problems. Some genuinely super impressive animation right there.
させるか。
Wow, she really is still strong. Look at her go. Between the egg-looking shapes outside during the last battle and the flies in here, I'm getting grossed out and being given a solid idea of what might be going down here.
クリスさん。
Things going from bad to worse and potentially scoring Subaru a real life in a moment, I'm betting. Sadly, Subaru isn't on a level to take on foes like these as shown here, with her taking that on with basically no issues. Showing this instead of the wins for her mangled face repairing itself. always appreciate, as often hard as it is to see, how realistic the damage is that Subaru takes in this. The animation on the changes looking really solid.
ね、それが私のお願い。髪が撫でてんじゃねえですか？唇に触れてんじゃねえですか？
They've picked some awesome voice actresses for these new roles so far.
この気持ちだけは本物だから。全部綺麗事じゃねえか。
Whilst praising the new ones, you gotta throw plenty of credit at the older ones too. Like, she knocked this out of the park, switching up the styles like that. Two here fairly close together. Firstly is, if you know me, you'll know I do appreciate darker scenes, and him losing a leg and everything is gnarly and scores one. But also the animation on this scene as she's in pain by whatever was just done to her easily gets one too. Seeing the great ongoing battle between these five as we cut away from the horror going on inside of the building for a moment. Oh my word, even the HQ is now no longer safe in this current timeline. I'm really not sure what's going to go down now, but them going in through the ceiling to help her was most awesome. Interestingly, it's awesome to see that they can clearly back up one another's magical shields to make it stronger than Mimi's was earlier on her own. No running on the spot! The realism behind her breaking in and them noticing as they're all making their way up to the room. How quickly he moved there, though! Gotta say, Felt is most awesome in moments like this. I'm curious how Otto got away from gluttony. I mean, he seemingly helped here if he caused the bugs to enter the room, but I just don't trust anything right now. Although she sounds mocking, she's basically trying to hurry him up to help everyone in the city, bless her. What's a great and genuinely clever retort? It's another total blast from the past moment. It's plot twist after friggin' plot twist right now. What a gorgeous looking city scenery shot. This is insane, bruh. A one-legged Subaru managed to tie her to the dragon's leg. Clearly the dragon is also acting on its own, which is also confusing as heck, and hell yeah, I'm here for it. Just confused. Once again, just a banger end of the episode. The effort that must have gone into that shot, man. Same thing with this one too. And a final win for more mysteries being added, like the tome she mentions and the spirit too. Plus I enjoyed seeing the shelters where people were hiding, adding more realism. Yet another city scenery shot.
Subaru, 男性ですか? 私の騎士様なの.
That was pure wholesomeness for me and her indicating a reliance upon him helping her.
一体いつまでのんきな間抜け面を晒しておるのか?
Really unexpected that she would suddenly turn up there where Subaru is and whatever the heck she just did to his face. I'm glad she's in the fray though, to some extent, as she is a tough fighter, I think.
ある。
なんですそれ。
I'm so confused, but you best believe that Second Fusion scored a win. Her music is still the height of lovely sounding, I cannot lie. Two here. Firstly, I forgot earlier on, so take one for going without an OP this episode to make it a longer one. And then the actually planned win is for him absolutely refusing to give up like a legend. There's me thinking she's just plain old being the worst, and she actually saved him. Also part of the win is that I think I was right when I mentioned her strength before, and clearly speed too. Oh, as a sequence, that looked so stupidly great right there. I love how they panned around her as she pulled it out too. For the amazing looking rotating shot as she seemed to alter time itself and cut them to ribbons, I have to dish out Max wins. That shock that her words are even reaching down there to these folk now. As much as I hated her in the past and how she acts, she actually pulled him out of it right here, like Reinhardt did, and is helping him in keeping calm to her credit. So half the win is again her voice. It really does captivate me, and the other half is her being far more important to this arc than I first thought she'd be, with her calming everyone here.
このためにリリアナを連れ回すことなのか？
たわけ。わらわはシュルトを探しておるだけじゃ。なんじゃ貴様のその顔は。
いや。
Although she's pretty horrible, she might be less horrible than I thought in the end. Maybe.
苦い顔だね。答えはないのかな？
ごめんなさい。そうね。ちょっと疲れてるのかも。
God, he's evil, because he seems to be saying nice stuff on the surface, but actually he's being really aggressive and threatening.
悲しいことに死に別れた子も多い。残った妻は53人。君を入れて54人ということになる。
This evil POS has basically done away with like nearly 250 of his wives. My God, I hate him so much.
そんな風に思わないかな？ごめん。
Oh, that was so stupidly intense right there, but so much credit to Emilia for diving in there like that. Another close call, another save, and another win, baby.
今私たちは拠点を都市庁舎に移している。
都市庁舎？取り戻せたのか？
In a strange way, this actually feels like a real battle, whereby ground is won and lost. They lost the Muse Company building, or at the very least it was attacked, and now they've retaken the government building.
会わない方がいい。
べっぴんさんやったからな。見たら余計に辛いわ。
My word, this is horrible, and I'm relieved in a weird way because it feels just like classic ReZero, even nearly 10 years on, but to know she's being disfigured is so sad.
これでよし。
She is so smart and lovely. Take my win. I ain't ever gonna stop winning these city shots.
何？水門を開けたのは君じゃない？おいおい、どういう言い逃れなわけ？
Personally, I am still very much loving the notion that the Sin Archbishops are not all on the same page, and in some ways are having to deal with discontent in the ranks, and very difficult personalities clashing.
会って話して騙されてはめられていろいろあった相手なんだよ。で、その英知の書は2冊あったんだが。
So happy to see that this is all still being referenced now in Season 3 because a lot happened in Season 2, including him learning about this tome that they're after.
だが、町を勝手に戦場にされた人たちにその覚悟を問うのは間違ってる。覚悟完了してる奴らは同じ覚悟完了してる奴らが迎え撃つべきなんだ。
He's She's really such a badass in moments such as these, and the music only further solidifies that fact here.
俺はエミリアの騎士だ。エミリアのために戦いたい。けどそれはエミリアだけを守れればいいって話じゃない。
Hell yes. Actually, take one more for this here, as he also ties into what I've been saying about him looking at the wider picture here compared to Season 1, and in some respects, even Season 2 for a while.
それで年を取り返して、ハッピーエンドだ。
Great ending. Bit too long to show, but he basically said he's going to wreck them all and save the city. Let's go! Oh snap! I hope that doesn't mean Al was up to no good, but I doubt it, but this is an even greater ending. Oh snap again! Go on, Al! I guess he is strong, and it makes sense here how he got a hold of the device Emilia was just using. He's not bad after all.
番街の制御塔にはレグルスって滞在司教がいるわ。それから一番街の制御塔には色欲の滞在司教がいるみたい。
Emilia wasting zero time in relaying the very important information to Subaru and the others.
それにこんなこと言ったら変かもしれないけど、スバルが私を助けてくれることは疑ってないの。
What I liked here is that she's able to do what she's just done, getting out of the room, relaying the information, whilst at the same time then following it up by saying something so sweet like this.
だから助けに来てくれたスバルが危なくないように私がしておけること全部しておきたいのよ。
And then she only goes and follows it up by saying something totally logical and thoughtful like this too.
王子様じゃなくてスバルが何とかしてくれると思うんだけど。
ああ、そうだな。俺が悪かったよ。
For clarity, he talked about her prince on a white horse and she says this, which of course is largely a tale from our world, which is a nice touch for him to bring up.
コピーでしょ。無事だったが。
Oh, that was so insanely sweet. Get out of here.
エミリア様もベアトリスもみんなよ。
心配かけて悪かった。この通り、俺は無事だ。
It's even more wholesome when you understand that he basically thought that everyone he cared about had been killed there, and that's why he's so happy, bless him.
まさか戻ってくるなんて。
This is why I call her so cute, because she just clearly got caught and still tries to hide the evidence.
私ずっと疲れてここで休んで。冷たい。あ、冷たくない。
Ah, it's so painfully cute. It's painful.
でもそんなことしたらあなたと奥さんたちも大変なのにどうして？
She's so sweet, thinking of the women being kept prisoner here, essentially by him, and knowing that if she ran away, they'd be in trouble.
集まりは魔女教から都市を取り戻したい本部。
I'm still randomly a big old fan of the different HQs they keep setting up.
放送を聞いた魔女教がどう動くと思うん？今度は水門を閉じたりせんかもしれんよ。
俺もそれが怖い。
I hadn't even thought of this. Of course, they hold all of the most important locations for this, so they can keep wrecking the city and putting lives at risk if they get pissed off, like if they broadcast.
タイミングだっておかしい。なんだって俺たちが逃げる手助けみたいに水が流れて、門はすぐに閉じたんだ。俺に、奴らはミーティアを壊さずに放置していった。壊す時間は十分にあったのに、だ。
The mysteries just keep on getting more and more tasty as the season rolls on. I mean, what's the deal with this? At first you'd think it's them, but now, maybe not? And it aided them and did little damage?
魔女教の滞在式を倒したなんて肩書き他の誰も持っちゃいねえんだ。それが今この街で一番でけえ意味がある。
How his argument isn't based on something silly like, you can do it, but instead is based upon his history and what's directly going down in the city right now.
この都市にいる誰かの声が不安に震える人々の一助となるなら、それは君こそがふさわしいと私は考える。
And then to his credit, just like Garth, he sets about convincing Subaru in a very logical and reasonable fashion, reminding him of his past, the things he's said and done, that had moved people in some way or another.
エミリアだけ助けて尽くせばいい。魔女教の奴らなんざ通り魔みてえなもんだよ。
It's very anti-anime to have everyone tell him he's the man for the job, giving him the nod to do it, and then Al turns around and says maybe you shouldn't get involved and just focus on Emilia.
赤信号の交差点に子供が飛び出したら理由を考える前に手を引いて歩道に連れ戻すような多分そんな感じなんだよ
His way of basically saying when he knows he has to do the right thing, he doesn't really question it. He just does it. The mark of a hero, really.
負けちゃいけねえのはいつだってそうだろ
重みが違え兄弟の負けは兄弟の負けだけじゃ済まなくなる
I gotta give him kudos because, again, he's not just saying stuff, he's actually making a point. If you're gonna be the hero, you're gonna have to be the hero. It's who you'll be, and you can't let them down. Just like with Felt earlier on, another great retort or response from Subaru that does make sense after everything he's been through. That was really adorable and super friendly.
互いの顔と名前を知るだけの村の人も一人残らず根絶やしにした。
Too long to show, but the horrible reveal that he took out every one of her family members, friends, anyone who even knew her before he took her.
Mic test, 1, 2, 1, 2.
The perfect thing to happen when she might have lost even a tiny bit of hope in her situation and maybe something good for the other wife in the room to hear right now. These various different, highly detailed shots of the city in varying degrees of destruction as Subaru begins his speech.
そしてできるなら一緒にいる誰かの顔を見てくれ。誰の顔を見た？大切な人か？それともこの数時間を一緒に過ごした知らない相手か？
Obviously, I'll be issuing out a win for the speech as a whole, with it being filled with his thoughts and personal worries, and then ramping it up to this moment here, which felt so fitting.
だから戦う。弱いのも頭が悪いのも全部分かってるけど戦ってやる。
His speech really has a bit of everything, really, and it feels like it's coming from a strong everyman rather than a faultless hero. The fact that it's got all of them smiling shows how powerful it is.
まだやれるって、まだ戦えるってそう思ってるのは俺だけなのか。違う！そうだ！違うぞ！
Half the win is for him actually starting to rally them, to find strength in one another and keep their spirits up, which will help them in the near future against the evil out there. The other half, this lovely music.
俺の名前は夏木スバル。魔女教滞在式を平を倒した精霊使いだ。
He really dropped this in at the perfect time as well near the end to cement in everything that he said to give them hope. And then one more for the end there. So good, and in the end I actually said everything I wanted to say about the speech, funny enough.
付き合ってるのに結婚できなかった人たちを私は知ってる。今もまだ二人のことを思うと
Bringing up the movie like that was such a nice touch. I did not expect her to say that. My presumption is that she's going along with his plan for now to buy time. And as always, have one here for going without an ED again to make it longer and really do the speech justice. Hell yes, Reinhard is finally ready to enter the battle proper.
ラインハルト・バン・アストレア。遅ればせながら合流する。
And one more for that killer ending right there, with the power swelling through him. It's so good.
じゃあ、ラインハルト君たちも集まってくれたとこで、魔女教の4つの要求について話そうか。
It's a classic ReZero move that I adore, and so here we go again, going without an OP, again, to make it a longer episode.
この年にそれを持ち込んだのは僕です。
It shocked me too, but it's mainly for their reaction.
無論、わらわがこうして直々に足を運んだに決まっておろう、ボング。
She makes a hell of an entrance. Nice animation, but more funny than anything else with that poor girl getting knocked about more than most, in spite of having not been in combat yet.
ってことはロズワールの方の本か。
はい。僕が内容を確かめたかったのもそっちだったので。
For context, they're discussing the tome, and the win for me is because I now specifically recall that having happened in Season 2.
けどあいつの力が必要なのは事実なんだ。だから
いいんです。
A nice and subtle way of showing that he hasn't forgotten or forgiven the horrible things Roswell did in the past.
この危険な都市で牽制まで連れて帰ってきた実績をお忘れですか？
そうだったな。しくじんなよ。
Another really wholesome moment now between these two, loving these little fist bump bits.
スバル様、苦しい格好で申し訳ありません。
Hurts to see her like this after witnessing her pride in battle against the White Whale and so on.
俺はクリスさんの方こそ。これを
見せて。
Not only did that genuinely shock me, no pun intended, but it's yet another mystery. Like, why is his leg fine and she's in such a bad state? And now this weird and painful connection.
フェリス、クリスさんの手がまさかクリスさんの体から俺の体に移ったのか。
Oh my word, this is amazing! He took away some of her infection or whatever it is. This shows what kind of man he is. He thinks he has a method of taking some of her pain away, and he doesn't hesitate to do so in spite of the massive pain. I can't believe it, but it seems to have actually worked. I'm in shock.
こんなのためらう理由にならねえよ。
スバル様、いけません。
As he wishes to press forwards, she now scores the same win as Tubak, not wanting him to do himself any harm on her account, bless her.
言ってください。後のことは全部俺に任せておけって。
For me, this just shows how far he's come in this world that someone like her is relying on him like this.
一人は八つ腕のクルマン、ボラキア帝国の最強の剣士。8本の腕を用いた剛健の使い手です。
Oh shit, he actually knows who they are. Plus, it's no wonder he's so insanely tough given he's the best of the best in his country.
先代の剣聖テレシア・バン・アストレア。15年前の大征伐の折、白芸に敗れて死んだはずの私の妻です。
屍兵。
ラインハルトには伏せておいていただけませんか。
The first one was shocking. This one was a god-level plot twist, scoring max wins. Clearly, they found a way to bring back the dead to use for their horrible ends.
それで奥さんが亡くなってラインハルトに。
白芸との戦いの最中だったのですよ。
I now finally understand two big things from the entire story, not just this season. First is that now I understand how she died when fighting the White Whale in spite of her insane strength. Second, why Reinhard was blamed, given the divine protection sadly chose that moment during the battle to leave her and enter Reinhard.
祖母の死を悲しみ、重すぎる宿命を背負わされたばかりの幼い孫を私は許せなかった。後悔しています。
The sadness of his act towards his grandson is expertly painted on his face and voice here with the profound regret.
わらわが4番街のフンドとやらの首を跳ねてやる。そこの歌目と2人でな。
She is insane, but I'd be a huge liar if I said I didn't think she'd probably be able to do it right now.
驚いたな。確かに彼女は電信のカゴの所有者だ。歌か。考えたこともなかったな。
Again, her becoming far more important to the story than I thought she'd be is awesome, but so too is that she has her own divine protection, stopping wrath from affecting her.
いらぬわ、そのような負け犬。そこまで言いますか。言ってしまいますか。
It's of course funny that she was goaded into going along with the plan, but the win for me is absolutely losing it here.
でもお前はお前でつけなきゃならねえ決着があるはずだ。
Bruh, look look at Subaru having become such a deep thinker over time, even going so far as to know that what Garth needs is revenge for what happened to Mimi that he saw as his own fault. I suppose I can already drop a win now for going without an ED to make for a longer episode, given the credits are already running a fair ways from the end.
錆びついた剣であっても妻の仇が撃てる程度には切れ味を残した。まだ鞘に収まるには早い。
This is one of the great many reasons why I love Wilhelm so damn much in this amazing bloody anime. He's such a badass. Even as an old man, he knows he has what it takes to see through his mission.
ならば誓ってほしい。君が僕に期待するように、僕は君に期待する。互いに必ずやり遂げようと。
Oh, you can so easily tell that he takes after his grandfather as he too belts out a most awesome statement towards Garth. I am so hyped for the second half of this season. You have no idea. You're clueless.
暴食は私とリカードが引き受けよう。
なんや勝手に。ま、いいけどな。
So quick to agree.
よし、やろうぜみんな。この戦い、俺たちの勝利だ。
Such a badass moment, this time from Subaru. Let's go.
驚いたな。さっきの衣装も良かったけど。
The internal and external set design here on the church is beautiful looking. Emilia looking real good, gotta say that.
まず第一に、僕と結婚した後、君には笑顔を禁じる。
I hate this guy about as much as I do Joker from One Piece, and that says a lot.
ただ可愛い顔をしていろ。
それってなんだかすごく。
あのさ。
I'm glad she's pushing back here, but it's seriously causing me to worry given his insane strength.
それってつまり僕という一個人を軽視する行いだ。僕の権利の侵害だ。それは許せないな。
When you see him like this, it becomes so obvious how so many of his wives haven't made it, given he spirals so quickly and resorts to violence at the drop of a hat.
スバルは私のたった一人の騎士様で、私のことを好きだって言いながら名前を呼んでくれる人。だけどまだ人を好きになるってことが分かってない私だけど、きっといつか誰かのことを好きになる。
Most of the time, I'm in shock in this anime because something big has happened or been revealed, but right now I'm in shock that she's saying all of this to him and wondering what her goal is.
私はあなたのものにはならないわ。
She's taking this so far. I don't know what's going on.
先制するな。
That was some god-level timing right there, man. Right as he goes to kill her, they blast through the door and knock him away with said door. That was insane, and it gets max wins.
神聖な結婚式に殴り込みなんていい度胸じゃないか。
Her wonderful reaction to seeing Subaru at the entrance as this music, another of my favourites from season 1, as Reinhard fought the sexy lady, begins to play.
パートナー精霊不在の精霊騎士夏木スバル。
牽制の家系ラインハルト・バン・アストレア。
What an end to the episode this made for, with these two absolute badasses introducing themselves to the crowd.
この結婚式に物申すってな。その花嫁さらわせてもらうぜ。
And that absolutely deserves a big fat follow-up win for making a perfect end to the episode. Check out the third and even fourth quarter videos right now over on Patreon if you want to continue following my journey. My videos are often copyright claimed and thus earn no money, so any and all support is massively appreciated on the Patreon. You can find it using the link at the very top of the description. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you next time. Z, Mine 1435, No Power, Starstad, Hugo 1, Travis Schumacher, Casey Jeffery-Greer, Daniel Jensen, Parenti, Rash Dolphin, yeah, I know, Lucas Frontier, Lelucia Denier, that one weird guy, Athul Krishna, Cody Tiffany, Zay2K, Kalimato 3000, Capitain Otaku, Eshu, Govu9594, Gerlag, LTX Hornet 21, Nathan, Trills reference detected, Sir Sleepyhead, Adarryl Harper, Chris712A, Marcel29, Fish0706, Wolfdog, Sean Graves, Kidbread, Atrachius, Guru Thor, Joe, Lee Maths, JHL10, Ninny, Aussie Gaming 94, Roy the Best Boy, Juice, William Peterson, Mary, Chrono, The Swedish Muggle, Marcellus the Roman, Lily, Nexus 47, AdmiralNugget, Michael Tomlin, James Johnson, Awaki, Timothy Wilcox, Knox, Tomo Sandy, Henrik Jensen, Roll Tide Wes, Detective Games, Aranisia Svaltos, David Ferrix, Olive Wharf, Furious Mo, Molon Endris, Salt Lover, Joker Rims, Dravona, Rimuru, Gamer Ludwig, Mushwin, Shadow Cleanser, Don, Sean Gray, Logan, Adam Maths, Robert Jackson, Sakomi Aurorum, Thembo, Starkip, Anthony, Miran Adran, Cody Niemeyer, Cosminito 140, Cheese, Cheshire Wolf, Vinicius Lionel, Snowy, Rishin Marco, Austin Manning, Sarcastic Truth, Hit of the Wicked, Owen Halloran, Extinct Hero, Alexander Schwartz, Dante Sol, Flaming Yan, Rodies, Dragon Boy 1, Display 7, Dark Raisin, Spud Delta, Revenge Isn't There, Gaster 1294, Jason Jepson, Eso, Modavirum, Knuckle Duster, Otar A. Bodanisi, Matthew Burr, Ruby Rose, Ghost Rider 176, Silver Cards, Cloud Garden, Whale, Luis Minito, Minimasher, Garrett Vermeesh, Ryan DeViris, AJokerXD, Laxor, TRS, Liam Gagati, Kai158, Mr. Firecool, Wacky Normal, Lionel Schultz, Kevin Alston, Nozomi, Marvin, The Nana Moment, Satai Koyari, Bappo, Devicao, Christopher Willis, Laxus, Michael Lewis, SK Baby, Cecilia, Nick Wyndham, Guru, Kevin 102, Sean, Kelnock, Marquez, Gabe, 420 Blazington 425, Brainless Ben, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Your Edvinson, Capan, Kyle Jones, Peter Milligan, John, Lorena Frazier, Orkeeper, Jason Davies, Nightly Winter, Oscar I. Lopez, Jaffa6263, Storm 970, Alex P, Isel Caldera, Kevin Nauta, Steelers, Crimson Shadows, Ali 50, Birdwithoutaword, 1928, Headshot Hunter, Brandon Creer,